Good morning, people. The Yankees have done it again. They have done it again. How is it possible that they've annoyed us more than they've already annoyed us over the last couple of weeks? They've gone and done it again. Aaron frickin' Hicks gives up on the team on Derek Jeter Day. Now, there's days in which you never give up on your team, and Aaron Hicks made the cardinal sin of giving up on Derek Jeter Day. Absolutely unacceptable. Look at that image, people. Look at that image behind us. That is the face of a loser. I cannot believe what I witnessed. I think it might be one of the worst things I've ever witnessed live. The man dropped the ball, gave up, head down. Oh, woe is me. Why is it always me? While the ball is down on the ground on a live ball and people are running around the bases like nothing on earth. I've never seen that before in my entire life. What the hell was that? That was actually worse than Chuck Knobloch. That was similar to Chuck Knobloch when the ball was right in front of him in the 90s in the playoffs, and he looked at it and the balls were running. But the thing was, he never gave up on the team. He was arguing shit. I'm not justifying it. That was terrible what he did, but Aaron Hicks actually just gave up. He lost complete sanity. For some reason, he thought that it wasn't a live ball. I don't believe that. I believe he just gave up because anyone that has any idea that's ever played baseball before knows that if there's a ball coming and you drop the ball, it's a live freaking ball. Pick it up. Tony Clark, what have we got here? I just felt like he needed to get out of there. Worst outfielder. I know. Aaron Boone. Oh, I just felt I needed to get him out of there. Oh, come on, man. Thank you, Tony Clark. What the hell was that? Yeah, we're going to get into Aaron Boone because I'm pissed at him too. He did the right thing and then he goes and blows it right after. So, Aaron Hicks, line drive, drops the ball. I've never seen anyone just give up like that. I mean, I've played baseball. I've seen baseball. I've been watching baseball for like 36 years, and I've never seen anyone give up like that during a live game. I've never seen that before. It's an absolute disgrace. Absolutely disgraceful. And then, yes, exactly, Tony. The next play was just as bad. The ball's up in the air, and it twists him around like a frickin' pretzel, man. Honestly, it's like he's playing on a twister mat. I've never fucking seen that before. Never fucking seen that before in my fucking life. Guy's fucking incompetent, man. The dude's cooked. The dude is cooked. He's more cooked than your grandmother's Thanksgiving fucking turkey, man. That dude is cooked. He's stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey. He's done. Finito. Get him out of the freaking team, man. Get him off the team. I mean, this is not even major league caliber ball we're seeing. We're not even seeing minor league caliber ball. We're not even seeing a freaking professional. I don't even think a freaking child would do that, man. That's absolutely fucking disgusting. And he did it on Derek Jeter Day as well, when the captain. And this actually is almost perfect how it happened, because sometimes you need some of the worst things to fucking happen in order for the organization to wake up. So they have the captain, Derek Jeter, back, right? He represented everything that was special about this franchise, everything that it means to people worldwide. He wore it with pride. He never gave up on anything. Just look at that flip play. Look at that flip play against Oakland, man. He never gave up on the play. You never give up on the play. Never, ever. He played 150%, and he was part of the team, and he just made things happen, and he was a special person and a special leader. That is what Derek Jeter was. That's what Derek Jeter is. And Aaron Hicks, all these years later, is the complete opposite of all of that. He gives up. He gives up on himself. He gives up on the team right in the middle of a pennant race, may I say. Right in the middle of a pennant race. This is not like some game against, the Little Sisters of the Poor. This is against the team that is possibly going to unseat us for the division. the division which we're doing a phenomenal job of blowing right now. This was an important game, and he gives up live on. Just look at it. That's the evidence. The photographic evidence is right there. You know what that looks like? That looks like when your PS5 is fucking crashed, right? You're trying to play MLB The Show, and your player's crashed. The ball's down there, and he's like running into a wall. That's what Aaron Hicks is right there, man. I've never freaking seen that before in my entire freaking life. And if anyone tries to deny that's what Aaron Hicks is, a loser, look at that evidence. Look at that evidence right there. The evidence is right freaking there. The guy's a loser, man. I don't like calling people out. I'd much rather just be having a very chill day. I don't want to do this, but I have to do this because there's no other way in which this can reach out to the Yankees that fans should not have to watch this shit. They don't deserve it. We do not deserve this crap. That is fucking shit salad right there, man. So fuck Aaron Hicks, man. Dude's a fucking loser. Unbelievable. So yeah, he completely blows it, right? And then Aaron Boone does the right thing. Finally, I've been waiting for years for Aaron Boone to show some accountability to this organization. Holy hell, it's like the heavens finally answered the call. Aaron Boone finally does the right thing. He gets him out of there. I mean, finally. And I've been waiting for years because we've seen Gary Sanchez dog it. We've seen Gleyber Torres dog it. We've seen all these guys dog it, and then Aaron Boone make excuses for it. We've even seen Aaron Hicks blow numerous games already in the outfield this year. Unbelievable. And Aaron Boone making excuses for it, but finally he didn't make excuses for it. Midway through the game, he gets him out of there. Finally, right? But this is where it goes all to fuck. Because after the game, this is where you need to show that you're actually a leader of men. This is when you have to go and say, yeah, I had to get him out there, man, because there's standards in this organization. That's all you have to say. There are standards in this organization where I have to look after not just one man, but all the entire team. And we're all fighting for one thing, and that's to win the division. That is not beating up on your player. That is not calling out a player, but it is setting standards. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if Brian Cashman thinks there's something wrong with that, then there's something wrong with him, because there's really has to be some standards set here, man. This is a fucking joke. Look at that image. Look at that image. Luka, my man. Sup, Donald. Sup, Luka. I'm so sorry you had to see that live. My man, Alex. You guys had to see that live. I can't believe that. You guys must be freaking fuming, because I'm freaking fuming. I'm absolutely... Oh, my God. I've never seen that before in my freaking life. But back to my original point. Aaron Boone had the opportunity to set some standards post-game. He didn't need to, obviously, murder Aaron Hicks live. I mean, obviously, it'd been nice, but, you could at least set some standards in the organization and just say, listen, that's not acceptable. You need to fight everything. You need to, never give up on any single, in any event, right? That's all he needed to say. But guess what Aaron Boone did? Oh, no, it wasn't performance-related. Oh, no, I just felt for him. I just felt that we needed to get him out of there. So that's a fucking lie, for one, because the reason why it's a lie is because Aaron Hicks was interviewed right after the game. And Aaron Hicks was asked, how did you feel about being benched midway through the game? And Aaron Hicks goes, oh, yeah, it was performance-related. Of course it's performance-related. He fucking knows. Even Aaron Hicks, that loser behind me, knows that he blew the game. He blew it. He gave up on the play. He gave up on the Yankees, and he gave up on the team. He knows he did it. He knows he fucked up, right? And he knows that Aaron Boone pulled him from the game. That's what happened. That's the reality. All Aaron Boone had to say was the truth. Don't lie to us, fans. Just don't fucking lie to me. Just be honest. Just say there's standards in this organization. You can't do that. Even if you want to fucking suck his dick right after and puff him up and say, oh, he's still a really important member of this organization, blah, 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 blah. You know how Aaron Boone loves to do that. You still need to say that there's some standards in this organization, and he didn't do it, man. He said that it wasn't performance-related. So respect gained from the fan base and B, the locker room is now gone with Aaron Boone because he is not a leader of men. And that's the next part of my rant. I don't believe he's a leader of men because you have to have the strength in your convictions to make a decision and stand by your decision, whatever the consequences. Joe Girardi, he obviously stuck by his convictions that Gary Sanchez is not a good defender, and he was quite open and honest about it, and he needed to work harder, and he needed to play harder, and Brian Cashman fired him for it. Now, obviously, Aaron Boone is afraid of that, but if you don't have the strength in your convictions to stand up for your team and stand up for your organization, then you're just as much of a loser as that guy right behind me. Let's get to some more comments here. Surprisingly, Hicks ain't in the lineup today. Yeah, but they won't play Flo. Exactly. Billy Martin would have dragged Hicks out by the neck. So would I. MH. Sing for a film. Sing for Hicks as a Yankee. Yeah, exactly. He's done, man. He's toast. He's like your fucking grandmother's Thanksgiving turkey. He is toast. He's done. Finito. Alex. Facts. Exactly. Like, I mean, to be honest, man, I would have done the same thing. If I was in the dugout, I'd have charged the freaking outfield. You'd never do that. And you never do that in front of the freaking captain, man. That's an embarrassment. That guy represented everything that it meant to be A, be a Yankee, and B, be a winner. And Aaron Hicks is the complete opposite of all of that. It's really shameful. And Aaron Boone must be embarrassed because that's the shit show that he sends out in front of 45,000 people, in front of the world, in front of 45,000 freaking people right there who were screaming desperate to get behind this team. And Aaron Boone sends out that fucking bullshit performance where dudes couldn't throw properly. It was, again, IKF. I mean, none of his fucking throws from third were actually straight. They're all over the fucking shop. But yeah, he gets the shortstop job again today. Fantastic. No, I mean, there's no accountability in this organization, man. That's why I'm actually almost more upset at Aaron Boone, and I'm surprised not more people are picking up on this. Aaron Boone obviously A, lied to Aaron Hicks, and B, lied to all the fans when he pulled him midway through, obviously for performance reasons, and then denied it right afterwards. You cannot deny it, man. You're not a leader of men if you do that. You have to have the strength in your convictions, even if it means that you get a row from Brian Cashman. You have to have this. You're a man. You got balls. You got fucking balls. You stand up and go, no, this is the New York Yankees. Derek Jeter's watching. I have to have my guys ready every single day. But no, he seems to let all this shit happen, man. It's all happening under his watch. The last 2 years have been plagued by low IQ play. Sanchez, Hicks, theatrics, yeah. Torres, low IQ. Yes. You see, that's the problem. Aaron Boone doesn't have this team ready to play. It's quite obvious. Now, obviously, as the team looks fine when it's whole and hearty, but when there's problems happening, it just seems to just spiral and collapse and snowball. And that seems to be what I'm picking up on, man. Whenever the Yankees face a little bit of a problem, it all just goes fucking wrong and really fast. I mean, this is spectacular, man. I mean, it started with the Gleyber Torres low IQ second base play, and it's just spiraled now, man, to literally seeing a man give up on the field like that. And if Aaron Hicks needed any evidence, just wait 15 minutes and watch Flo, who misplayed a ball but didn't give up, and he rocketed a ball to get the out at second base. That is someone who doesn't give up. That is someone who's actually trying to be a professional fucking baseball player, right? So Aaron Hicks gives up on the team, and Aaron Boone lies to us. And this is the new freaking reality, man. So I don't know if the people if people in the chat are as upset as me at Aaron Boone, because I'm just shocked at the lack of leadership from him, from the organization. And the idea that you can send out this fucking slop, it's expensive to go Yankee Stadium, man. It's fucking expensive to watch this team. People pay a lot of money to go and watch their team, right? And, Yankee fans get a hard time and all that stuff worldwide, but you listen to that crowd, they were desperate to get involved in that game. They were desperate. They wanted to cheer the team. We don't actually want to be ranting and raving and screaming and shouting and calling this guy a loser, that guy a loser. We actually want to root for our team, but there's standards in this organization. And if the people that are leading this organization don't set the standards and maintain the standards, then it's up to the fans to remind them. So even in my small capacity, I want to remind them. And Big Blue in the Bronx, that channel, NYY News, Pete Simonetti, we try to remind the Yankees that there's standards here, man. That's all I'm saying. There's standards here. Give Hicks a clothesline. Fucking hate Aaron Hicks. God damn him. Shout out to Atlanta. They're giving the Mets good competition. Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, well, but still, the Mets have a far better record than we do. So, yes, back to my original point. There's standards here. It's up to the fans to remind the organization that there's standards. That's why Hal Steinbrenner was booed. That's why Brian Cashman was booed. And once again, Brian Cashman hid from Derek Jeter. Unsurprisingly, that little weasel. Okay, Luka. We got here. Not shocked. It's been going on for 3 years. It's typical Yankees now. One of the fans in front of me said, we're watching the Rail Riders. If that's the case, we should be paying AAA prices. Exactly, but none of this would have happened in AAA. That's the thing. If in AAA, a player dropped the ball trying to catch and then looked down at his feet and watched everybody around the bases, they would no longer be a baseball player. And that standards needs to be reminded at major league level. The Yankees used to be feared for being so damn talented in all aspects. Exactly, man. And you know what's ironic? Because Aaron Hicks was in a podcast with CC Sabathia, and he was like, oh, we want to bring the fuck you back. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, man. That's right. Not the way you intended it, but fuck you. Because, you had the right idea. Yeah, this Yankee team needs to be feared because this Yankee team hasn't been feared in a long time, right? But it's up to you to actually play hard. And you're not playing hard, man. You just give up. You just gave up in front of 45,000 people. So here's what the Yankees need to do. Never play Aaron Hicks again. Done. He's cooked. Kaput. I don't care who they fucking put. If they need a spot in the left field, you put the Little Sisters in the Poor out there. I don't fucking care. You put a fucking light bulb out there. I don't fucking care. But you need to set some fucking standards here. You can't let that fuck play outfield again. Words are cool. Actions are better. Exactly. Right? The Yankees. Aaron Boone, even though he's scared of upsetting anybody, don't play him, man. Bader hopefully comes back sooner or later. Fine. We've got Andujar. Andujar to play left field, play a better left field than Aaron Hicks. You can play Florial there. There's options. You can play LeCastro if you want to. They're better options than Aaron Hicks because Aaron Hicks is mentally cooked. He's done. There's nothing there, man. Hello? Nothing there. He's empty. He's done. He's finished. There's nothing in his heart either. He doesn't fucking care, man. He really doesn't care. He just looks lost. He looks like he wants to be anywhere else other than Yankee Stadium. Yeah, Aaron Boone continues to find excuses to frickin' play him. I mean, once again, you're not just representing Aaron Hicks as Aaron Boone. As the manager of the Yankees, you're not just representing one player. You're also representing the entire organization and 45,000 paying customers and the millions of people watching worldwide. There's fucking expats like myself that stays up till 6 o'clock in the morning watching that fucking shit show, and I'm supposed to accept that? No, I'm not accepting that shit. Fuck that shit. Hit the like button, guys. Yes, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. We want to remind the Yankees that there's standards here. I know I'm swearing and ranting and raving. Forget the swearing. I swear just generally for fun. But the truth is, the reality is, this Yankee team has forgotten who they are, right? This team hasn't won a championship since 2009. We're so far away from the dynasty. So far away from the dynasty. It can't even be described how far away we are from the dynasty watching this. And it's upsetting. It hurts. It hurts to watch this team play so badly. It really does. Now, I know there'll be a lot of fans that'll come to me going, yeah, but the injuries. Yeah, but the injuries. Oh, but the injuries. Everybody's hurt. Yeah, but that doesn't change that there are still standards here. And that's the thing. Aaron Judge hasn't forgotten the standards. He plays every single day. He's still driving in all our runs. He's still doing everything. He knows what the standards are here. But I'm pretty surprised that not a lot of other people in this organization seem to put in that kind of effort. Mohammed, this organization doesn't have accountability. Thank you, Mohammed. Exactly. There's no accountability. As I said, when Aaron Boone had the opportunity to make a stand and say, no, you can't be doing that, in this post-game, no, he said it wasn't performance-related. Once again, he's more worried about the individual rather than the team. And when you do that, you lose locker rooms that way. I would not be surprised if whatever semblance of a locker room Aaron Boone had prior to that right there is lost, because you need to remind people that there are expectations here and there's a level of performance that's expected. I wouldn't expect that for the Florida Marlins. That isn't acceptable in any other organization. So why should it be acceptable here? If that happened in any other organization, I'm pretty sure that player would never, ever play a fucking inning. Most likely, he'd be cut. So instead of worrying about how much money you've got invested in him, instead of worrying about how your ego is going to take a big hit, Brian Cashman, for signing that fucking loser to that massive contract, get him the hell out of there. I don't care what you do. Get him the hell out of there, because cooked. What do you think of Stanton not being in the lineup yesterday, pinch hitting for Cabrera, and then being in the lineup today? Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I really don't know what they're doing. When Boone made that call, it was like, right, what are we doing here? Because, well, if he's healthy, then why isn't he starting? And if he's hurt, then why is he playing at all? And why, again, are you pinch hitting for someone who, has upside like Cabrera? You want to see at-bats for Cabrera. Again, it's a mixed narrative. This organization just seems to be kind of lost right now. As I've said before, I get the impression that the Yankees, give us the lip service that they're trying to win a World Series and make some moves in order to try and win, but also not enough moves or the move that could actually put you over the top. Because you also are, because they're worried about AAA and they're worried about AA and they're worried about for their prospects and protecting their prospects, but they don't actually have a plan for their prospects because, once again, Perez not playing today. It's unbelievable. I really don't think that there's a plan with this organization. You cannot do both. You need to stick to a lane, man. If the Yankees are worried about developing their prospects, then they need to give their prospects as many at-bats as possible and give them game time and allow them to develop. But if they're all in on winning a championship, then they need to make the moves that are necessary to win a championship. And that's what the Yankees are getting wrong right now. They're kind of doing both at the same time. Mets realized fast when JD and Dom weren't DH they needed. Right, MH. Exactly. Cut the bait. Exactly. I think the Yankees are lost right now. I think they've just taken a massive embarrassment in front of the entire world yesterday, and they're going to try and say that it's it was a one-off or whatever, try and make excuses, but there's no excuses for that. There's no excuses for that at all. MH, thank you so much for the comments, man. Any free agent outfielders outside of Judge you'd like to bring in? Judge, Benintendi, and one more piece. Well, sure, but do I trust the Yankees to make that move? No, I really don't. I really have no idea what's in the Yankees' thoughts right now. I mean, obviously, we're still a long way from the winner, and it's going to come pretty fast. Let's be honest. This team's done, right? Even if we make the playoffs, if you're getting this kind of slop in September in a playoff run, you cannot convince me that this team's ready for a playoff run. But talking about next year, I really think that the Yankees need to pick a direction. They've got Peraza, they've got Volpe, who's batting like 500 right now. Last time I checked, he's batting 440. Hitting home runs left, right, and center. He's looking terrific in AAA. He's ready as far as I'm concerned. I think coming out of camp next year, he should be in the big league team. And I want Peraza there as well. And I want that right side of the infield set. I think they can be our future third base shortstop combo. I don't have a problem with that at all. That is at least picking a direction. But what the Yankees do, I have no idea because we've still got the Aaron Judge thing to worry about. But if there's some silver lining here, it sounds like Derek Jeter wants to get involved in the organization. And I'd be interested in what some of our viewers in the chat are thinking about what Derek Jeter said. I hope to see a lot more of you in the near future. That doesn't just sound like someone who's like, oh yeah, I want to come and support the team any way I can. Kind of sounds like he wants to get involved in the organization. My personal thoughts is I don't see him being the general manager purely because it's a 24/7 job, 365 days a year, and he's very much a family man now, committed to his family and stuff. But what I can see is him being the president of the Yankees, president of baseball operations, and then hiring a GM, very similar to his role with the Marlins. Maybe he can maybe he can go and take some of the talent that he took from the Yankees and send to the Marlins and send him back to us and get the hell Cashman to fuck. I mean, I would love that if Derek Jeter became Brian Cashman's boss. That would be awesome considering the way Brian Cashman treated Jeter. That would be a beautiful piece of irony. I'm sure Jeter would love that, but I think Cashman needs to go. I've been unsure of it until now, but after watching that last night, I don't think that there's a direction in this organization. And Aaron Boone, I wanted him gone last year, but then I supported him. I thought he was doing a really good job midway through. So I'm not just here ranting and raving for no reason. For half this year, Aaron Boone looked like a different manager. He looked like he had a little bit more say in matters. It looked like he was in control of things a little bit more. He was generating a level of performance which I hadn't seen in a number of years. But now it's fallen apart. And once again, Aaron Boone has gone back to what he was doing last year, where he's defending the indefensible. And all that does is serve no benefit to yourself as a leader of men, because you also need to, as I say, not just represent the pinstripes and represent that Yankee logo, but you're also representing all the men in that locker room who are fighting hard and are trying desperately to win. And you're also trying to be a leader for these kids like Peraza and Florial and Cabrera, who are trying to learn from you as the leader, right? As an ex-Yankee. They want to learn what the standards are from you. And if you don't set those standards, then those kids are not going to develop the way you want them to develop. And it shows that it's okay to play like Aaron Hicks played yesterday. So I'm very concerned now how the locker room is going to handle that internally. Because I guarantee you, I am not the only person thinking that. I guarantee you there is at least one or two veterans in that locker room that watched what Aaron Hicks did, watched Aaron Boone pull him, and then watched Aaron Boone deny that he pulled him. That is going to have problems. You cannot lie to your fans, man. You cannot do it. So I'm just as pissed at Aaron Boone, even though I actually wanted to compliment him. If Aaron Boone pulled him and then said, yeah, it's performance-related, you can't do that. That's all you have to say. Then I'd be championing him right now. I'd be like, great, we got a manager that protects this organization. But no, I don't think we do. And Brian Cashman's hiding because his baby is a complete fucking mess. I mean, why wasn't Brian Cashman there in Derek Jeter Day? He was the general manager of the latter part of the dynasty, and he had intimate involvement in Derek Jeter's contract and Derek Jeter overseeing Derek Jeter's career. Where was he? This doesn't look to me like an organization that's all on the same page. And that became very obvious when Randy Levine spoke the other day and told us that Brian Cashman didn't come to him with any free agent shortstop recommendations. So I believe that already the Rats are jumping off the sinking ship. That's the impression I'm getting. I'm getting the impression that there's stuff going on behind the scenes and they're already setting up battle stations in case it all goes fucking wrong. My final point is regarding the injuries. It's going to be an excuse, no doubt, if the Yankees don't win the division and they finish second, or even if they do the division and get punted in the first round of the playoffs. The very first thing Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone will say is, oh, injuries. And I understand that, but here's the reality. There was injuries last year. And when we called up guys from the minors, they played a hell of a lot harder than what I saw yesterday. And they fought and they won games. You know, it doesn't necessarily matter like the name that's on the back of your jersey. You still have to play hard, man. You play hard, and then good things can happen. Put the ball in play. You know, hustle. Good things can happen. I don't think there's enough of that going on right now. So really, there's no excuse for this level of performance. And that's what it all comes down to. MH. Jace being Miami, right? Yes, he did. You know, some people give him a bad rap, but I think a lot of people, if they really like looked at it, he did a good job in Miami, man. Because the first thing he did was he realized that, you know, they had to completely rebuild. So he went into the Yankee organization and took their talent like Kim, etc., and a lot of our development guys, sent them over to Miami. He traded off their big names, obviously upset the fans, etc. Obviously, I understand. But then he developed, and it wasn't too long until Miami made the playoffs a couple of years ago. The only reason why Jeter left is because he wasn't getting any financial backing. Jeter's a winner. Here we go. Jeter needs to be a coach in some form, 100%. But he won't be because, as I say, he's very much a family guy, and I don't think he's going to want to be 24/7. Like for instance, a GM, I think he'd be a great GM, but you know how hard Brian Cashman works. You know that dude never takes a holiday, he never takes a day off. The guy's 24/7 on it. I'm not saying he's doing a wonderful job, but he very much is committed to his job. You need to be fully committed. There's never really a day off. So I don't think that's where Jeter wants to be at this point. But I do see him as someone that could be a president of the Yankees baseball operations and then hire good people, smart people, sound people, and Jeter could be the face of it. I can totally see that. IBC, I don't think he'll be GM either. Maybe president of baseball operations. That's exactly what I'm thinking, man. I think he'll be president of baseball operations. Please let it happen. Please, if there's a Yankee god up there, please let that happen. Jeter, please save us. And it's very interesting when Hal Steinbrenner's name was booed yesterday, and Jeter was like, "Trust me, you don't want to boo him." That is interesting. Now, first of all, I'd boo Hal Steinbrenner, yeah, because he's more interested in AC Milan and his side projects than he is the New York Yankees. But if Jeter asks me to trust him, I will trust him. For whatever reason, anything Jeter says, I trust. Let's face it, he's my favorite athlete of all time. So yeah, man, whatever he says, I'll get behind. That's fine. But you know, it's interesting. It kind of sounds like there's a little bit more to it than what just meets the eye. Jeter's a very smart guy. He only says things for a reason. And so I think that little speech there and that little nugget at the end where he says, I know you've not seen a lot of me lately, but I hope to see a lot more of you in the near future. That sounds to me like he's coming back. It really does. Because there was a big rise in the crowd. That was the loudest cheer I heard, was when there was a chance that Derek Jeter might come and save this organization. And yes, this organization needs saved. And no, I don't care about where we are right now in the standings. Yes, we're in first place, but this team, that's slop right there. And Jeter must be embarrassed watching that. I think he can believe what's happened to this team, that actually happened in front of him. I can't believe I had to watch that. So, Jeter, please save us. And finally, I want to end on a positive. So Aaron Hicks needs to go. Fuck him. But Derek Jeter, I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you gave to this organization and gave to me as a fan. It gave some of the most incredible moments that any sport fan could ever dream of. Even the thought of what Jeter gave to this organization is just amazing. Really is. Guy's a Hall of Famer, a Hall of Fame person, one of the greatest players of all time, obviously one of the favorite Yankees of all time, probably in the Mount Rushmore of Yankees as far as I'm concerned. And I obviously cannot have a live video on Derek Jeter Day without saying how much Derek Jeter is very much missed in this organization. What I would give for him to be our shortstop right now or be involved in some capacity. As much as we get on Hal, when you think about it, his only fault is that he doesn't hold Cashman accountable. He does spend money. It's Cashman who spends it on the wrong players. That's a very good point, Hypebeast Jay, because if you look at our payroll, I mean, it is $265 million. I think any organization can win with that kind of payroll. It just depends on where you allocate that money. And if you look at the fact that Aaron Hicks, Zach Britton, Aroldis Chapman, Josh Donaldson make up what? How much? Oh my God, like 60 million, 70 million right there of complete useless waste of space. Then yeah, I think you can look at Brian Cashman. He's not allocated the money in the right way. It's amazing that he spent last year in the offseason convincing us that his priority was shortstop in the outfield, and he didn't bring in a shortstop and he didn't bring in an outfielder. All he did was he bring in 2 third basemen, and he didn't bring in an outfielder at all. That's what Brian Cashman did. So yeah, Brian Cashman for me is a bit of a fucking liar. I'll be quite honest about that. And he's allocated all the money in the wrong way. It was completely obvious that Chapman was completely broken. They could have moved off that $15 million contract that he had. If there was a concern about having enough money for, say, a Carlos Correa or whatever, you could have moved some of those awful contracts. Trade off Aaron Hicks. It was obvious Aaron Hicks is toast. But the Yankees do things only where it suits them and where it suits their ego and it suits their narrative. And obviously, they cannot admit that they screwed the pooch with Aaron Hicks and Aroldis Chapman and you name it. But, Hypebeast Jay, you're spot on, man. A ton of our resources, a ton of our payroll are going to guys that are non-contributors. And the one guy that is contributing every single day is someone who Brian Cashman has refused to offer a contract to until a couple of days prior to the season starting and then it getting rejected in Aaron Judge. So, yeah, Brian Cashman is really at fault here. MH, pay up for reliable options. Yeah, I mean, as I say, the Yankees need to pick a direction. If they're all in on their young prospects, then play them and develop them. If they're all in on a World Series, then pay the money that's required or make the trades that's required to bring the talent in here to win a World Series. Most recent example is Castillo. They didn't like the trade price of Castillo. Once again, They allowed the Twins to go and take Correa so that they could go and get Josh Donaldson and IKF. I mean, it's right there in front of us, man. This is not a team that's choosing a direction. They're doing both at the same time. Organizations that do both at the same time don't achieve either direction. They don't choose. You need to choose a direction. I've seen it numerous times with the Knicks, with the Giants, with all the teams that I root for. When you get muddled between trying to win but also look after the youth, you get lost in between. You need to pick a direction, and I don't think the Yankees are picking a direction. So that is me. That is my rant over for today. Thank you so much for the comments. Oh, one more. Would Simmons be loved on the Yankees? Honestly, not a hitter but plays defense. I mean, they could have just signed Simmons. I mean, he'd been better than IKF. IKF is a third baseman. It's quite clear that he's a third baseman playing shortstop, which Gio Urshela was anyway. Like, none of the moves that they made made any sense in the offseason. The only move that they made which made sense was signing Rizzo and trading for Trevino, but they wouldn't have traded for Trevino if Rod Vet wasn't like a figment of our imagination. So once again, man, this all points to Brian Cashman. He sent out this organization, which is a bit of a mess, and most importantly, Aaron Boone. I'm very upset about how Aaron Boone failed to stand by his convictions yesterday. That's a man that seems lost right now. I think Aaron Boone does care. It's not the case that he doesn't care. I know he blows bubbles and looks disinterested at times, but he does care. You see the way he charges the mound and gets in the face of umpires and stuff. I think that he's lost in the shuffle of this Yankee organization. I think that he's trying to make Brian Cashman happy, trying to make Mike Fishman happy, trying to keep his veterans happy. And I think that his talents as a manager is being completely lost right now in the shuffle. And I guess the best example is right there yesterday. I guarantee you that Aaron Boone did pull Aaron Hicks for performance reasons, but he couldn't say so post-game. And why can't he say so? Because he's afraid of Brian Cashman, because he's afraid he's going to lose his job. And that is the biggest problem right there. When you are afraid to do something in case that you are going to get in trouble, or if you don't stand by what you believe in case you maybe get in trouble from the organization, or you might piss off some veterans, then to be honest, that's on you. So it's not just about Aaron Hicks. It's not just about this loser behind me who gave up on the Yankees in front of us live on air. It's also that Aaron Boone didn't stand by his convictions. So the Yankees have a lot of figuring out to do, but our role as fans is to remind the Yankees of what they are. And they are the most special organization in sports. There's no other organization that envelops this much passion and love. And there's no organization that has this much history. And there's no organization that has these kind of nights where you celebrate Hall of Famers like Derek Jeter. It's absolutely imperative that us as fans hold the Yankees to account to remind them of how special they are and that they need to live up to those standards. That's all I'm asking them to do. You play hard and you live up to your standards as an organization. If the pinstripes are too heavy for you, get the fuck out of here. We'll bring in somebody who's better. Ran over. Thank you so much for everyone in the chat. Please like and subscribe. Watch NYY News. Please watch Big Blue in the Bronx. Please watch Pinstripe Chronicles Monday through Friday, 9:30 till 10. We'll continue to try our best to give you good Yankee content. Thank you so much for everyone in the chat. Let's go Yankees. I'm out.